For the first time ever, Canada beat New Zealand. They won the Pacific Four.
Get ready for your ultimate rugby fix every week as Elvyo and Vinnie bring you the heart and soul of community rugby right here in Calgary.
They bring in Hassler, hitting and spinning. Hassler! Oh boy, what a try! Oh, Canada!
From thrilling score updates and the scoop on upcoming fixtures to the latest news from the Canadian rugby scene and beyond. But that's not all. Each episode, we'll introduce you to a special guest who's making waves in the rugby world. Whether they're local legends, international stars, or rising talents, our guests will share their stories, insights, and passion for the game.
Oh boy, oh Canada indeed, Vinnie. What a weekend of rugby, big fella. Alberta Cup Provincial Finals for the men, and Canada playing Tonga in the Pacific Nations Cup. University rugby's kicked off, but the big ticket item, mate, the Canadian women into the Rugby World Cup final for the first time ever. What a feat. How awesome is that, mate?
Oh, buddy, incredible. Watch that game. You know, just they came out of the blocks flying. Like, mate, good on them.
All over them.
Yeah. New Zealand, you know, tried to fight it back a little bit. You know, start of the second half, they gave them a few challenges. Towards the end of the game, Canada started to get a little tired, giving a few penalties. But with the score they had led up, they had it in the bag. So, what an incredible game of rugby to watch. And, you know, it just makes it more exciting considering how close the England-France game was for the entirety. Obviously, England looking a little nicer at 35-17, but they had to work for that. They scored 4 tries in the last kind of 20 minutes. France, what a ding-dong, man. Jesus, they were throwing bodies around. So good on them. Hopefully that 2 teams making it to the final, both very close scorelines, 35-19, 35-17. Like, watching those games, you just look at the top 4, and to be fair, France is in the top 4 in the world right now, obviously from this World Cup, not by ranking, but
any more hungry French women playing this weekend? I know there was a bit of a bite last week, mate. How about this week?
Yeah, this week I think they got away. I think they got away with it, mate. I think they had a good feast before the game, but
well, it's her fault. She's done the deed. Now she's got to serve the time. So let's get on to some big stuff, mate. So Alberta Cup finals, mate. We had 3 big games at the Calgary Rugby Union. The Canucks were playing the Sharks, weren't they?
They sure were, yeah. The Canucks played the Sharks. Dubs.
Yeah, and I believe the Canucks came through with the big win there, mate. So provincial champions in 3rd division.
Yeah, big win, 44-25 to the Canucks 3rd div. So definitely seeing some celebrations, few old boys in there having a time. So yeah, congrats to the Canucks, provincial champions in 3rd division.
Yeah. Is that back to back, mate? Did they win it last year as well?
I have a feeling they might have went back to back, but I don't know. They've won it. They've won it quite a few years over the last kind of 5 years. They've definitely won it 2 or 3 times. So the old dad's army that they call themselves. You know, fantastic to see. You know, fantastic to see a Calgary team taking it in Calgary. You know, the 2nd Division 1 game, provincial final, Banff versus the Nor'Westers. Banff come away with that one 33-12. But talk of the town is that was a hell of a game. Banff had a couple of guys playing in positions that you would normally, if a fellow classic fullback stroke 10 ended up playing 6 for a little bit of that game. So, you know, they had to move a few things around, but to get the victory, oh my, can you imagine the party in Banff last night?
I don't think it stopped yet, mate. I think if you got in your car and drove out there, I think you'd be straight into the celebrations with them, mate.
I love that. That's what rugby's all about.
That's right.
And then obviously the Canucks managing 2 teams into the provincial finals AC Canucks versus the Nor'Westers.
Yeah.
Nor'Westers victorious 40-15.
Yeah. Big win for them.
Yeah, massive win. All the reports are very clinical. Very good team. So, good to see a good mix. We've got an Edmonton team, Banff, and obviously the Canucks from Calgary. So, good spread of provincial championships, trophies, and just shows that rugby's kind of growing in some in all areas. So,
yeah. Well, I know the Nor'Westers have been the form team all year, so thoroughly deserving. As much as we'd love a local Calgary team to get it, mate, the Nor'Westers thoroughly deserve that win. And, of course, when you're travelling to the opposition's backyard, that's an even better win for them. So congrats to the Nor'Westers club. It's been a successful year, obviously having two teams in the provincial finals, as have the Canucks. So it's one each. Awesome to see Banff, who... they struggle with numbers every other year, so hopefully they can continue next year with another strong performance.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, the rugby brand has been great. They've got some great guys in that squad right now. Hopefully they can drive on that. Obviously, being a mountain town, they get guys in and out just with the traveling, and lots of foreigners. So, you know what? Incredible to see Banff take it home. That trophy will be sitting, I can almost guarantee you, it'll be sitting in a bar on Main Street on the shelf, and it will be highly enjoyed for the next, we'll say 6 months, we'll say winter by the time they ask for it back at the CRU. So
they might not get it back.
There'll be a few beers drunk out of that. University also started in the Prairie University Men's Rugby Championship. And there was a few games this weekend. One was postponed to later in October, so that was Edmonton Predators. But across the board, UBCO had a double header. So UBCO played the Calgary Dinos on Saturday and walked away with a victory 21-17. A bit of a close one, but well deserved. And MRU played SAIT. SAIT snuck that one 28-24 at the CRU. So a couple of close games Saturday.
That's a great win for Saint, because that's a new program from memory.
Yeah, a couple of years old now. It's second year in the PUMRC, but fourth year running. Maybe actually a few years longer than that. But definitely new coach, fellow local legend, Ty Hawes has taken the reins there.
That's right.
And you know what? Hats off to him. He had a good weekend. He had a double header as well. So he won his first game on Saturday against Mount Royal, and then he played UBCO today. UBCO walked away last kick of the game, 26-24. So a bit of a close one. And then in the Development League, the only score I have from the Development League right now is the Dinos versus Edmonton Gold, and the Gold are a very strong team. 40 points to 7, but from a development standpoint, definitely some players in that Dinos Red squad that we're excited to see play the rest of the year.
Magnificent. And I'm guessing there's going to be a few sore bodies if they were playing 2 games in 24 hours. So I know that the trips home will be hopefully a bit of ice, a bit of massage, and getting ready for next weekend, mate. There you go. Awesome. Well, mate, let's jump straight into the big stuff. So Women's Rugby World Cup, 2 major semi-finals over the weekend. Of course, the first game on Friday lunchtime, Calgary time, and wowee, Canada 34-19 over the 6 times Rugby World Cup champions, the New Zealand Black Ferns. So incredible game for the Canadian women. And the Black Ferns were obviously gracious in defeat, but I believe that's only their second defeat in Rugby World Cup history. So what a game, mate. What a game.
Yeah, and the other defeat was in a final. So they haven't lost. They haven't lost a playoff, like a knockout game, before the final ever. So I mean, hats off. I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, literally, France are going to play New Zealand. You think last week, France threw the kitchen sink at England. That could be a good ding dong. You might get, hopefully, either way, there could be a bit of an upset there. It just shows that the power of that, like each team has raised their game. But I mean, the curtain dropper, or the one that you want to literally, the only one that eyes really are on from our perspective here in Canada is Canada-England 1v2 World Cup final, 9 a.m. Saturday morning. Like, you don't get much bigger than that. Like, it's incredible. The women are doing well. I think they've been building really well. Although the pool stages, they scored a lot of points. They also made some mistakes, and they learned from them. And I think watching that Black Ferns game was probably the closest to, a full performance that we've seen from Canada thus far.
Yeah,
and it's going to be interesting because they are building right at the right time.
They are,
and they're going to be on.
And we should let everyone know that England made their way through to the Rugby World Cup final with a 35-17 win over France. And I suppose going back to what you were saying, mate, about the third, fourth playoff, I don't know, but history seems to tell me that I think France are already they've already finished their Rugby World Cup. I think that the Black Ferns are going to win by about 30 or 40 points. So I know that France don't like playing for third or fourth. They only want first or second. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that game. But yeah, mate, I know that every Canadian rugby lover will be in front of their telly at 9 a.m. next Saturday, mate, and I'll certainly be one of them.
Yeah, 100%, mate. It's I understand the France kind of the idea behind France not rocking up, but there's a medal at play. Like, you just don't know what France you're going to get. Hey, we could be pleasantly surprised, and that's why I say you just never know. That playoff game, that medal, that bronze medal that both teams want, probably, anxiously, I'm guessing. I feel as if there could be a bit of an upset on the cart, but
why don't we put a pint on that, mate? I've already paid back the pints from the British and Irish Lions tour, so it's about time you bought me one.
I'm in, mate. I'm in. I just have a feeling. It might be completely off, but I just have a feeling that it could be a good ding dong, and I don't think there's going to be 40 points in it. I don't know if France will win, but I feel as if
I thought you were saying France were going to win it.
No, but I'll put a pint on France to win. You go Black Ferns. I'll put a pint on that, no problem. Pint of cold Guinness. Just gives us an excuse to go to the pub and talk more rugby. Super exciting. We're talking about fixtures. We'll dive into one that happened on the weekend. Obviously, Canada played Tonga. You've got Tonga managed to take that 35-24 in the PNC. One thing to mention there, Canada had a local boy, Austin Crichton from Edmonton, has been in the program for the PNC, and he got his first cap against Tonga. Yeah. So he's playing front row. He was out at the Pride. He's an Edmonton boy by trade. Druids, is my understanding.
And his Druids teammate scored another meat pie as well. So he's on a bit of a try run at the moment. Young Brock Gallagher, who played number 9 for Team Canada. So yeah, as you mentioned, mate, it's always an incredible achievement to get your first cap. And I know that. Look, I know it was a close game, but we all know that the Canadian team will be bitterly disappointed, because that would have been a game that they felt they should have won. And the credit to the Tongan team, they were incredible over the ball in the rucks. Whether or not the decisions were right some of the times, but Tonga certainly deserved to win that game because Canada had their opportunities. And I think it's just a bit of a learning process for them. They've had a positive little season here, and I know that they'll be building through to next year. And then, of course, they've got their eyes on the World Cup now that they are officially in.
Yeah, and you know what, man, and what an end to the tournament. I mean, they'll be bitterly disappointed that they finished fourth instead of third. But at the end of the day, we're seeing some progression in Canada rugby. Yeah. It's all the local boys. Professionals are technically back at their clubs. in the sense of 2 or 3 of them. Can't ask for much more to see local guys getting game time, developing, and building towards the World Cup in 2027. The other notable game from the PNC, the gold medal match.
Yeah,
Fiji
we did
versus Japan, eh? And
Fiji came away with a win, mate. So that must have been a cracking game.
33-27.
Yep.
I can only imagine some of the collisions. I didn't watch it, but I can just imagine some of the collisions because those two teams love contact.
Yeah.
And then I guess
we should just also let everyone know that there was also a Chile and Samoa played a Rugby World Cup qualifier, and believe it or not, that was a 32-all draw. So I'm not exactly sure how that leaves each of those teams, but good to see Chile going pretty strong against Samoa, because Samoa are traditionally a fairly handy team.
The other good news is the Rugby Championship is back next weekend.
And I think I'd love to chat about this, mate, because there's a massive weekend coming up. The Wallabies are leading the Rugby Championship with 11 points, followed by South Africa and New Zealand, both on 10 points, and then Argentina on 9 points. So as you can see, 2 points separates first and fourth. It's the closest Rugby Championship in history since it's been the Four Nations. And we've got we call it now the home and away series. So the Wallabies, next Friday night at 11:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, the Wallabies play the All Blacks in Eden Park. And the Wallabies haven't won in Eden Park since back in the 1990s, back in the glory days. So, the Wallabies won at Ellis Park in South Africa for the first time in 62 years. So I know they're trying to break another hoodoo there, mate. So that'll be incredible. And then, of course, we flow into Argentina versus South Africa. So that's going to be an absolute humdinger. And then they play the return games the following week, and that will decide who wins the Rugby World Championship. So incredible games there, mate. And then we flow into the Women's Rugby World Cup finals.
Yeah, definitely. They're both on Rugby Championship, and the World Cup final for the women are the same, roughly similar times. So you'd have to get 2 screens going, go to the pub, watch both games, do whatever. Yeah. And then the South Africa Argentina's on a little bit later, so should be able to catch both. We should mention that the Canada England game is roughly around 9 a.m. Canada time, and the New Zealand France game would be
5:30 a.m.
5:30, 6 o'clock.
5:30 a.m. Yeah.
So a bit of an early one to watch that, but at the end of the day, if you're keen and you want to get up and do it, 5:30 is the one, and it's on TSN.
Yeah.
So pretty handy to find. And any World Cup final is exciting. We should be buzzing. So
mate, it's going to be incredible. I hope that the media get hold of it as well. I've heard on the radio driving into work a couple of times that they've actually spoken about the USA-Canada men's game. They've spoken about the women at the World Cup. So I just hope that the media get hold of it and run with it, because I know that I'm yelling from the mountaintops and trying to share the love as much as possible. And I know that there's a rugby community that's dying for everyone to get on board and support this incredible team. So, they've got past several hurdles to get to where they are, and they've got one more game.
100%. I literally witnessed an interview with Sophie de Good just from after the last game there. And the media asked the question of, what makes you so good? Like, how do you, what do you attribute to being so good? And outside of hard work, dedication, and putting the time into your craft and being obsessed with rugby was our big thing. She said playing multi-sports as a child. She's like, I attribute all my success to playing multi-sports and just being obsessed with rugby. 15s, 7s, watching it, playing it, whatever. Just be obsessed with the sport that you love the most.
Yeah, good on Sophie. And I know that she's, the world media have really been jumping on her bandwagon this week just because she's the captain, she's the kicker, she's part of the tight five. So, I suppose, John Eales is probably the last rugby player that's captained their team, played in the second row, and been a kicker for the team. So she's in pretty good company there, mate. And yeah, like I said, one more game. If she can help lead these women to a big championship, then this place is going to go rocking. And I suppose, talk about local legends, mate. Today's Sunday, 21st of September. It's Emily Chitosi's birthday, mate. So happy birthday, Em. Emily's playing number 2 for the Canadian women, and she's one of the leaders of the team. She's been part of the program for many years, and of course, she's a double local legend, mate. So shout out to Em.
Yeah, I mean, incredible. She played absolutely outstanding on the weekend. Same with Dalika, a couple of local legends, like all the girls. Gabby was everywhere. Like you can't. We're spoiled for talent, and you know what? Incredible job to all of them.
Yeah. All right. So, shout out to our podcast partners, Intrinsi YYC, Joel and the team. I know that Joel is, I think, his Aussie rules team, the Calgary Kangaroos, I think they won the championship, mate. So shout out to Joel and the team at Intrinsi YYC, and of course on a personal note to Joel for a big win in the Alberta Aussie rules. Of course, our friends at Joker Jerseys, Joel, John, the team there, great work. I'm actually going to peacock here a bit. I've our Saints U16 team being the provincial champion. So my boys got their provincial hoodies this week. So we picked up our provincial hoodies this week. So shout out to the boys at Joker Jerseys for delivering those, mate.
Yeah, they look class, mate. They look class, and I tell you what, those will be worn proud and loud and proud, mate. The boys deserve it. I mean, that's an incredible achievement, and they'll have them for years to come. So, good on you for organising that. Good on Joker for getting them done for you.
Yeah.
Also, Ron LeBlanc Photography, RJ Photography, and our partnership here with Kids Sport. Obviously some lots of exciting things coming out. But our partners, super happy to have them on board. And like Jesus, we talk about them all the time. We should get them on some point, and have a chin wag about sponsorship and what that looks like in the local community and what they're doing and what's driving them and all this kind of jazz. So super exciting.
Yeah, well, some of them have faces for radio, so we'll make a decision if we want to bring them online or not. But a pleasure having them all on board. And just before we go, mate, we just want to start start building momentum. You and I sat down a couple of weeks ago. We're looking to start raising some funds to get a foundation going so that we can support more of the elite athletes who are going down that representative path. And so we'll come out with further details about that in the next few months, but that's going to be an exciting opportunity to support more local legends who are commencing their rugby pathway.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, literally, I think we all know that the pay to play model is good for some and not good for others. So any support we can gather here locally in the community to help local legends, upcoming local legends, existing local legends, I mean, it all goes to the right place, right? We're talking about supporting kids and adults in rugby opportunities. And you know what? It's a really exciting prospect. So, looking forward to a few more details and we can get the right people on board and start driving a little bit of support for our local legends here.
Yeah, and if anyone's interested in reaching out and getting involved, the door's open, the fundraising opportunity. But if anyone wants to get involved or a business wants to get involved, then reach out to Vinnie or myself. Contact at rugbyabc.com is our email address. You can ping us up through our Instagram, or I'm sure if you're part of the rugby community already, you may have our details, but we'd love to hear from you anytime.
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy the week. Good luck next week. Massive week for a lot of amazing women in the Canadian rugby team. So good luck, and we'll look forward to a big podcast next week.
Yeah, super excited, mate. But rest up, everybody who just played in the provincials. Good luck, women, the Canadian women specifically. And you know what? Good luck to all the university players and coaches out there as they start their season this fall. Super excited to get diving into that. So have fun, like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.
Catch all the action and become part of our rugby family. Love the game, love the community.